Hello YouTube, welcome back. My name as always is Lord Pythus, and today we've got something a little special for you. We're going to be playing Slay the Princess. It's a indie like narrative driven branching choices kind of game. I've had it on my wish list for a while, and one of my friends just gifted it to me and recommended it, so you know, decision made. Anyway, we're running a little bit behind on stream today, so if you ever want to catch one of these live, head over to twitch.tv/LordPythus. You can always watch it on YouTube. Keep an eye on the Twitter and the Discord for updates. But with that, YouTube, we're just gonna jump right into it. I will see you in just a moment. Welcome back, YouTube. Let's give the music a little pause here. Content warning, this is a horror game and it is not intended for all audiences, so sorry. Sorry to all the babies in the room. You're gonna have to leave. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. Slay the Princess contains flickering images as well as a parallax effect on rare occasions. Yeah, if either of these cause health issues for you, you can disable them in game's preferences, sure. I'm fine, I don't know about y'all. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspective and new beginnings. This is a love story. I mean, I have doubts. But, you know. Let's see. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Seems like a budget way to hold a princess. Isn't there usually a tower involved?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, seems pretty straightforward. Oh, look at all these choices. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution. Silently continue toward the cabin, turn around and leave. Yeah, another world, what are you talking about?
About the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Like Stanley Parable vibes. What? I mean, I don't really want to kill a princess. How can a princess locked away in the basement be the end of the world? You don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her. I mean, that seems reasonable. You have any evidence to back this up? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing princess, yeah, can't someone else? We've seen most of these. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. I think that some of these are very much like, hell yeah, let's kill her. But other ones, I mean, this one, like, talk to her first, that seems reasonable to me. Silently continue towards the cabin, turn around and leave. Yeah, we'll go to the cabin and talk to her.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Well, I am a huge simp, so it's going to be tough either way.
Every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
I like this so far.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Oh, well,
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Yeah, but I mean, if she's going to end the world...
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed to the cabin. It's my only choice. Hello?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Why would the blade that I need just be sitting outside the cabin? I'll take
You
it.
take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I mean, would it? Enter the basement. Hello? Princess?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
We could also just, like, take her out of here, right? Like, we don't need to kill her to save her from this
Her
place.
voice carries up the stairs.
Hello?
Who's there?
Oh, well, that's more menacing than I anticipated.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Yeah, I mean, I did get those vibes.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Listen, I'm kind of into it, so. Hi, just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. Continue down the stairs. I'm just
Good.
gonna continue.
You're still listening to reason.
I don't think any of those other options were not listening to reason.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
True.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I'm unsure about how to feel about the energy she's bringing right now. What? No way. Why did you even think that? Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you. Nuh. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk, seal your nerves, and step forward. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
I will be keeping my hand on the knife. You're giving off some weird energy right
Look
now.
how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
Drop it. I don't want to.
you dare.
I don't want to
It's
drop it.
fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Can I not do either of these? I would really just like to, like, hold it as we talk. I don't have to drop it to talk to her. I'm kind of torn here, chat. I'm gonna tighten my grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
Her confidence seems to have waned somewhat.
You poor thing. Your hands are
Never
shaking.
mind, it's back.
Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
That's not a good way to not get stabbed.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightens.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
She has two arms, actually. I'm looking at them right now. What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Are you sure she's not armed? I'm sorry, can we just talk? I'm not dropping the blade. Drop the blade, slay the princess. I mean... This one's obviously out. What if she isn't bluffing? I don't like that. I like this one just from like a narrative point, and I kind of want to choose this one because I don't want to drop the knife. Oh, also my face cam's in the way. Hold on. There's options here that y'all can't see. Excuse me. Apologies, chat. I don't like the I'm sorry at the beginning of this. What if we just say I'm not dropping the blade?
Then I'm not talking to you.
I mean, I literally did that when I squinted at her. It's like, I mean, if you don't want to talk, then I guess there's not any reason for me not to kill you.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back.
She sure did.
The two of you are gonna do this for...
Are you sure you don't want to
Yeah,
talk?
I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here.
I mean, my options are drop the blade or slay the princess, and I am not going to drop the blade, so...
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
Hey, is this what my hand looks like? I don't feel like I'm the good guy here.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
I didn't realize she had kung fu moves like that.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Rude.
Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
Yeah, I didn't realize she was a badass, so...
Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
Yeah, she broke my jaw
We
with
can
the
still
first
turn this
punch,
around.
so... yeah, I mean, we're committed. We're committed to
You
it
and the
now.
princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here.
I don't know, I'm kinda into her.
Excuse me?
Sorry.
Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
That's where all my blood is supposed to be.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
That's true.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
I don't know that that's like the appropriate response.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder,
Mm-hmm.
do you really think this is the end?
I mean, it'd be a really short game otherwise.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
All right. It's a good game, chat. You know, not nearly as long as I thought it would be. But, you know, sometimes really good things come in very small packages. It's fine. Chapter 2. Excuse me. We
You're
died.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're
Okay.
here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
This feels very familiar. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this happened already? Okay, no. But I died. What am I doing here? She's going to kill me again. But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again? Proceed to the cabin, turn around. Okay, yeah, I mean, we already killed
I
her.
can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Alright. This narrator is kind of a
If he
shit.
doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Well, then he should know.
Fine. It doesn't
said
matter
the
if he can
stubborn?
hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Let's assume that I'm telling the truth, and all of this really did already happen. Why would I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Okay.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
It's a weird clarification. For somebody who thinks this is the first time, this is a weird way to clarify.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
But we did, though.
We did our best with the information we were given. And we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
He's buying into this time travel thing really, really quick.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here.
It's a good question.
Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
If that's the case, then is this world also in trouble from the
Had you
princess?
failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters.
I like this guy. This guy is definitely a go-getter.
The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
All right. Yeah, let's go. I think really the only way to...
Before you go, she will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
It kind of feels like she can, but
Are you sure about that?
also she was pretty
The
straightforward.
point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal.
Crystal.
Oh, hey.
Let's just get on with it already.
I wrote this game. Proceed to the cabin. Why do we have a third angry voice with us now?
The cabin is
is
tighter
a
than its
different table.
exterior would suggest. Its cold stone
different
walls press in on you,
cabin.
as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
And a mirror.
See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving.
It didn't mention the mirror.
The blade is your implement.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade,
Blade,
sitting
yeah.
on the altar, and the
The
door,
door
to
to
the
the
basement.
basement.
There's nothing else in here.
There is a mirror.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
It-
You already wasted so much time in the woods. Who even cares if there's a mirror?
This guy needs to fucking calm down. I care. I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am. I care about whether I'm being lied to.
As do I. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror.
I'm
Why
looking
lie
at it right
about
now.
Something so meaningless. What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
The whole cabin is different than last time. That's also
Very
true.
Different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life.
It's a
nonsense.
different
You haven't
cabin.
died, and
Also,
you
it's
certainly
made of
haven't
stone.
been
It wasn't
killed by
stone from the
princess.
outside.
So focus up. The world is.
I don't like that this guy is fucking...
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Yeah, alright.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world.
I don't know, maybe next time we just don't take the knife. We'll have
The
to
door
see.
to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it.
Sulfuric, that's a good
If the
adjective.
princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Fierce.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
I mean, she was pretty threatening last time. She's gonna have to stop being so dommy about this.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
We kind of have a bigger overarching plot point going on here, narrator. I need you to kind of keep up.
As you descend the
Oh
final
my
step,
God.
the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
It does, and I'm super into it, actually.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes.
Hey, so,
I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
I mean, promise, or? Hope you heard all that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but last time definitely happened. You look different. So you do remember me. I'm actually here to free you. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first, like how we're both still alive. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. I don't know what happened to you since the last time we met, but I am not fighting a giant demon lady. Bye. Turn around and leave. Turn around and leave without saying anything. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done.
Okay, but are we going to talk about that any further than just that sentence? Because...
Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, fine. I believe you. What? What you said earlier in the woods, I believe you. You've already met the princess, and the princess has already met you. That's all the more reason to take this seriously.
Yeah, but if she can't die, then what are we doing here?
You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Just because it bothers you, I'm going to take this even less seriously. You don't know the depths of my apathy. I like that one a lot. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I never died. Do you see how alive I am right now? Would someone as alive as me already have died? I don't think so. Don't worry, I'm going to do a good job. You got me. Pretty much everything you said is true. Just because it bothers you.
Joking, right? I'm just going to pretend.
Yeah, you better be joking. We can't win unless you take this seriously.
I don't like this stubborn voice. You look different.
You look exactly the same.
All right. Well, so you do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
3 minutes seems a little rude, but
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no
you know what, Chet? Fucking in for a penny. She seems to be into it, so
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess.
besides, if we die, we'll just like restart, right? We'll do another round. So we'll see.
Here we go. Let's make this count.
Oh, we'll make it count, all right.
As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking
I'm
them
still
like twigs,
kinda
and
into it.
driving you right back down to the basement floor. You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact. She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid.
Fair enough.
Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, she's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course.
Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on, but so far I think that the princess is the only one that's like not lying to us. So I'm kind of into like working with her to break out of this whatever weird time loop it is.
If that's your plan, then that's your plan. You push off the ground, ignoring the pain in your ribs as you can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard. Pull it out. We'll try a different angle.
No, we can do this. Just keep pushing.
We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
I mean, I agree with the...
You pull back on the blade's hilt, doing your best to free it from its sinewed prison. But as you tug the blade free, the princess slams you down onto her knee. It collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact. And you find yourself in midair, effortlessly tossed across the room. You hit the floor, your ribs complaining painfully. But you push yourself off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in race.
Weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her.
She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Nah, we'll be fine.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
Promises, promises.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull, and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter.
And those are some graphic
Everything goes
descriptions.
dark, and you die.
All right. Chapter 2 didn't do so great.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it. So what? You'd have us cower in a corner? No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. Then what is going on? What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here, and if you'd already seen things you weren't supposed to have seen. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still... We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you.
I don't trust him either.
Fortunately, you have an entire trip through the woods to reconsider that. There's nothing to reconsider. We're all for violence here. Are we? I haven't signed off on anything yet. Violence is the answer here, but the method is equally important to the act. You can't let her leave the cabin. It's like I said, all just circles. Instinct tells me we need space, and I trust instinct. Nothing else to say. Not for me.
We haven't talked enough about how different this place is. I wouldn't even call these woods. It's like our influence has poured out into the worlds. What if I don't agree with the plan? What if I'd rather do something else? No matter what happens next, it seems like all of our answers are in the cabin. We might as well see this through. Silently proceed to the cabin. I'm done with this. Bye. Turn around. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in a canyon. I don't know that these would be woods.
It's evidence of one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further. Things are always changing. She changed, the cabin changed, we've changed. Why wouldn't the woods change too? Because they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta go to the cabin to proceed, so...
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament.
I definitely
No
have.
last advice for us? From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind. I don't know, screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase.
Into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze
There's
against
only
your
a mirror
sides,
now.
leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron
And
altar
the mirror.
jutting out from the wall, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement, see? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there. Take it.
If there's no way forward, there's a mirror at the end of the room. That's it. You never
Maybe
mentioned
it'll
mirror.
go away again. For something to go away, it would have to be there to begin with. And let me assure you, there's no mirror here. The only thing at the end of the room is the door to the basement. No use arguing. Mirror or not, we need to be there. The why we pick doesn't matter. I agree with the freak. Let's get a move on already. And worst comes to worst, we can smash it.
These are all me, right? Like I'm talking to myself in my head. Let's
We
approach
can
the...
try to survive without our steel claw, but you've marked us as easy. You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. This really is just like last time. It smells of nothing, yet it's still there. You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly... Why am I not surprised? It was in our way, and now it's not. That's all that matters. Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show.
Go to her. Rile her up if she's angry.
If you want to fight, then how about you come get one? I know you can get out of there on your own. Are you sure you still want to fight? Continue the basement landing.
That's not how this works. I'm all chained up, remember? How about you come down here and fight me?
Those chains were nothing to her last time. And they'll
True.
be nothing to her this time. But we need to show ourselves first to make her boil over.
Also, I'm kind of into seeing what she looks like this
Fine by
time.
me. You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember every crack and crevice. You'll need to be faster than her.
Fair enough.
You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness. Her face droops.
There you are. But this time you don't even have that little knife. Do you think this is a joke? Do you need me to break those fragile bones again to remind you how serious this is?
She's bubbling, hot with rage. We can't get close if we want to live. But we'll be able to draw her out of here. She's hungry for us. I know I said this earlier, but I really have to stress how thin of a razor's edge you're on right now. We know the only way out is through the eye of the needle.
This haunted voice is very
And we're
poetic
going
about
to
it.
win. We'll need the steel claw. Grab it as we leave. Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run.
I didn't have a choice there.
Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good. You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel. The cabin door.
All right, let's
finally
grab the
in
knife
sight,
and
but
see
once
if we
within your
can
grasp
put up a
and
decent
infinitely
fight here.
distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
Steel claw, now.
Take
Without
the-
missing a step, you grab the blade from the altar.
So you do want to fight me? Good.
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there, and we'll take the fight with us. Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wouldn't it be better for like a really big person if you fought them in a very narrow space? Like, it's hard to move around. Now we've just kind of given her all the room in the world.
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let
You sure want to do this? You're free now, and out here I have the upper hand, but we don't have to fight. You've fallen right into my trap. I think we're just gonna slay her, right? 'Cause she clearly wants to fight. Like, she has never once said that she wanted to escape or like get out of here. She has always wanted to fight.
You leap from the grass and bound towards the princess, keeping low.
Charging me head on? Brave and foolish.
Her body braces for impact, anticipating the clash. That's where you're both wrong. Left, now! As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing
That's her
again.
arm.
Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch. Yes, it could be worse. And you manage to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned. We're actually going to pull this off, aren't we?
All right.
Just might.
Don't get
But
too.
don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other again and again. She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady. More! Keep going! We can't stop now! You spy an opening, but this time she's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground. Nothing.
Heyo.
These blows are nothing to us. But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you? Something feels wrong. Something.
And?
Hello? She got dragged into the abyss by many, many hands. But you don't have a chance to respond. Something has taken her away and left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went. I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her. The narrator is gone. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror. I mean, we'll just approach the mirror.
You, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you
It's
before.
different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Yeah, what happened to... Oh, there they are.
Thin weeks of death. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Well, this is a weird angle. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. The thin weeks of... Screw the mirror.
Yeah, yes. The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. Time for you to see what is in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You got a bunch of hands. Is this the end of the world? Let her out of there. Do you know the narrator? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Are you the princess? Do we know each other? What happens now? Attack the entity, destroy your body. Damn. Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed.
Most,
This is
actually.
not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
I didn't suspect that it did hurt until you said that, and no. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know that that's an answer.
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
I'm a person.
A person. A set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person.
I'm probably more than just like a series of hands.
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here? You know about the worlds beyond this place?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own.
No, I like being in my body, thank you.
This one yearns to grow and struggle. Even now I feel a will pushing against mine, not realizing that we are one. She will make for a fierce heart. Do not mourn her. We will provide her with the growth she fought for. How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Ooh, good question. You know, I hadn't thought about that one.
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? How much will I forget? How many more pieces of you do I have to find? And what if I don't let you... And what if I don't let you do this to me? I was sent to slay the princess and stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape.
Yes, but, you know, reshape in a way that is no longer useful to me is the same as destroying.
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
All right.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. All right. You know what? Good game, chat.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here to slay her. If you...
End of the world, what are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason it's going to is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered maybe that I'm okay with the world ending? What did we choose last time? What was our first choice? I don't remember. I know I was killing a princess.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
No,
If
but
anything,
slaying anyone
slaying
seems
a
kind of...
princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
I mean, okay, but speaking just from, like, a humanities standpoint, they're all bad, yes? Good, I'm not doing this. Do you get some sort of reward for doing this? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Silently continue towards the cabin.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
I mean, are we?
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's... And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
All right, go ahead.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Egg, by the way.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her. Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the... We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to... Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's...
I proceed to the cabin. I wonder if this is...
The
yeah, it's
interior
all the
of
same.
the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls... The blade is your implement.
We took the blade last time, right? What happens if we just enter the basement?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If her voice...
Hello? Is someone there?
Yeah, this is more like what I assumed from the beginning.
Hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
He says it's all part of the manipulation, but he clearly has... The narrator clearly has no idea what the fuck is going on here. I kind of want to save her. I just want to see what will
How
happen.
many times do I have to tell you how dangerous...
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was trying to come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
I'm just going to ignore the narrator. He clearly doesn't have any idea what's going
Only making
on.
this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Wasn't in the cabin, so...
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Okay. I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door.
Okay.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Yeah, I kind of figured that'd be the
You're
case.
here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the time. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with
Damn.
the determination of a trapped wolf.
Yeah, I feel like there could have been like a couple of steps before this, but
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you...
save the princess is the only thing we can do.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack.
She doesn't
through
seem
the
all
bone of
that
her
perturbed about it.
Her limb falls to the ground. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
Chat.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
And there's a warn her. The rest of them say slay the princess, but this one says warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Slay, slay, slay. Resist.
The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
I mean, you don't know that. We just met.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it
kill
into
us?
your chest, tearing through flesh and
Damn it.
sinew. It is.
Oh no!
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices
He won't remember.
its
When
way
we wake up
into
in the
your
woods
body.
again, he's not gonna remember all this. So, like, we can piss off the narrator as much as we want, right?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry!
She's not very good at murder.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry!
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest, as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
I mean, we did get stabbed a bunch.
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Damsel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of you're here to slay her.
Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth? If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe...
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Our beloved?
Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
I mean, he's not wrong. It
What
does
can I
definitely sound
say?
like that.
A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Let's assume that I'm telling the truth and all this really did happen. Why would I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? I mean, we've done that one before.
A warning before you go any further.
Okay, give it to me.
She will lie, she will cheat.
Yeah.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world
All right.
we can.
This guy seems to be a little too much on the
I
Kool-Aid.
think we've already been over this.
I do, but I also speak for...
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
What's the inside of the
Don't pay
cabin
their
gonna look like
bickering
this
any
time?
mind.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the
Ooh,
cabin is clean
like a
and
dungeon
elegant.
now.
Its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
And a mirror.
The blade is your...
Didn't say anything about the mirror.
Because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the bed. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here.
In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done?
I mean, last time we approached the mirror, nothing happened.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you...
It was there a second, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Take the
You
blade.
take the blade.
I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equal...
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge. And hopefully it doesn't get... There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade.
Yeah, I mean, we need it.
The door to the
We can't
basement
break the
creaks
chains
open,
on our own.
revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
He says that every time.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time.
This guy
I
needs to
can hear
calm
a
the fuck
wedding
down a
bell.
little
Hold my
bit.
tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess.
We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that?
And she called us a
Dashing.
hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
True.
That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
She did stab us a bunch.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset.
Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you.
We don't actually have any evidence that that happened, though, right? Like,
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
it's an excellent question.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't...
He has lost it. You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that? Do I have to cut you out again? I really didn't care for that last time. What happened after I died? I have to ask, did you end the world after you killed me back there? I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator sent me here to kill you, took over my body. It was extremely unfair. Rescue the princess, slay the princess. What happened after I
You
died?
died, and now we're talking. I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we?
We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us.
Is it?
She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone.
The fact that she's being cagey about what happened after I died last
She
time.
made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
I don't trust her.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
No, I don't want the world to end.
Then I didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess anything.
Not so sure.
We've kind of been on a rescue the princess kick for this run. Do we continue doing that or do we slay her? Chat, what's going on? What's happening? What is life? Part of me just wants to slay her to see what will happen. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If you holler, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Blade in hand, you run the princess down. Wait, no! You barbarian, what do you think you're doing? But you ignore the pleas of the foolish little voice and press on. The princess's eyes grow wide with terror as you approach, but she does absolutely nothing to stop you. Your blade pierces her heart, and she collapses pathetically to the ground.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
No, my love, you did nothing wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not you.
I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
All right. She's a doppelganger or something.
And just like that, she's dead. And the world is saved. Thank you for seeing this through. I know it must have been difficult. Oh, I feel sick. Sick? You took part in the murder of the fairest creature that's ever lived. And you merely feel sick? I, for one, am absolutely distraught.
This is the first time we've killed her without also dying, so...
Inconsolable. You'll get over it. You just saved everyone. Get over it? You smarmy ass. There's nothing in the world worth getting over it for. We might as well just end it all. You raise the blade, aiming the point directly towards your heart. Excuse me? No, you absolutely do not do that. Yeah, let's not make any rash decisions. We should give ourselves a minute, take a deep breath. Rash. The only rash decision we've made was running our cursed blade through her heart. This is far from rash. This is measured. This is the only thing left for us to do now that she's
Why do people
gone.
keep taking control of my body? I'm the one that makes the decisions here, and I say no.
Exactly. You're not doing this. All of you may have previously thought that my passions were too great to stifle, but those were merely passions of joy. My passions of sorrow run deeper than the ocean itself, and you'll find that they are far more unstiflable. Haven't you? Haven't you all? I don't believe this. What? What don't you believe? You plunge the blade into your own heart and collapse to the floor.
I didn't want to.
You can't be serious. Why are you helping him? I'm not. He just made it happen. I'm sorry. That's right. You're all sorry. Everything goes dark, and you die.
All right, so remember when I was saying that we would survive that time? Turns out, nope. That's not it. The gray.
You're on a path in the woods. You horrid monster. Do you think just because we've returned to the woods you've earned my forgiveness? Our beloved had best be alive and well when we return to the cabin, or you'll never know the end of my wrath.
She won't be alive and well when we return to that cabin, because she's dead. We killed her.
You killed her, and so I killed you.
And you clearly didn't do a good enough job. I'm still here.
Oh, and I'm still here too. If you lot get to be blessed with seemingly eternal life, that must mean she's still there, waiting for us to throw ourselves at her feet in remorse.
I don't think that those are the only options,
I
but
doubt it. I think I'm better at killing than you are.
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2?
It's our third. What gave
Your open discussion. I couldn't care less what he knows. Every second we stand around arguing in the woods is a second that I'm anxiously worrying about her. Take us to the cabin and take us there now. With each passing moment, our relationship may be damaged even further, though I fear the rift between us may already.
And if it is permanent, then what?
Oh, you just wait and see.
Don't provoke him. I'd prefer if we didn't die again. Why not? You've already done it twice.
It was unpleasant.
It was only unpleasant because you think it's supposed to be unpleasant.
I'll make you feel what I feel if it's the last thing I do.
Oh,
Can I? Well, I'm not just going to try.
I'm looking for...
Good.
I am. Can I talk?
Oh,
now?
these guys
Yes, I
hate
can.
each other.
Great. Now that you're listening, let me remind you that if you're here in the woods, it means that the princess is not dead, and that her very existence currently poses a direct threat to the entire world.
Hmm? What happens
She'll
if we,
find a way out eventually, and the world
what
will
happens if we
still
just
end.
don't go to the
The only
cabin?
way this resolves is if you...
Again, he makes her out to be a monster. I'm tired of all this slander. She's never hurt anyone in her life except for us, and that was our fault.
We don't know that. She could have done all sorts of things we weren't around to see. Turn around and leave, go to the cabin. I'm fine with either. So long as we...
I'm in the one charge here, and if we slay her again, you're not going to make us kill ourselves. Is that clear? Whatever happens next, it seems like all of our answers at the cabin. True. True,
I'm sure
bestie.
you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just...
Oh, we'll muck it up all right. We'll get our happy ending.
Whatever you do, don't let him influence... I hate that I'm agreeing with him on anything, but I really don't like being at the whims... Yes, having all those feelings isn't very productive, is it? But we're just passengers here. Why stress over something you can't control?
I don't like that I'm relating to the cold
You're saying
voice.
that like stress is just something you can turn off. It is. It's easy. Whatever happens, happens. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin... The interior of the cabin feels dry and brittle.
Hey, there's a ghost
Ancient
here now.
dust-covered wooden beams hold up a crumbling ceiling like mummified ribs, each elegantly carved detail of the stately building preserved in an extended stasis. Everything here has been kept safe and dry and lifeless. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the dusty wood of the far wall.
True. A
Is
ghost.
that her? Our beloved. So she does live.
I mean, kind of.
She doesn't look very alive to me.
Yeah, she's pretty transparent.
Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door, it's just that damn mirror again.
Ah, yes, the mirror. So we can see the monster we've become. If it even lets us look before it vanishes too.
Chances are.
Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. Huh. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
No, there isn't a
Maybe
pristine
it's
blade.
gone because we've already killed her with it.
Perhaps it's gone because an oh-so-deserved guilt has started to worm its way into each and every one of you. Perhaps all of you do feel just as bad as I about what we've done. Though if you felt the oppressive guilt I feel, we would have manifested that weapon directly into our hearts.
This guy needs to calm down.
I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that... You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier.
Mirror.
The one that doesn't exist. It's still so hazy. Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way.
It's time for all of you to see.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway.
I see. We are too hideous for even a mirror to behold. We can only hope she might still see some good in us.
No way left to go but down.
Yeah, I'm a little over
door to
the
basement creeps
heartbroken
open,
boy.
revealing an antique staircase lit by weak torchlight. The air here is so stale it practically stands still, as if the very molecules of this place have been fossilized. trapped
There's also
for
a
eons
ghost.
until your arrival. Even the blaze of the torches can't penetrate the odorless air. As if they'd run out of fuel to burn ages ago, their light still flickering more out of habit than from adhering to a physical reality. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadow. There she is again. My love. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
I'm sorry about last time. Are we good? Is anyone there? I think we have a lot to talk about. I don't have a weapon. There isn't anything upstairs for me when I got here. Proceed down the stairs.
You receive no. Do you think she's upset with us? I don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed. Of course she's livid. You aren't. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants.
Proceed down the
As you descend
stairs.
the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
All right, job done. Princess slayed. Time to go home.
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead.
No.
It's true.
What foul trickery is this? How can this be? We just saw her alive and well a moment ago, floating away transparently.
Whatever we saw was a ghost. Thought we were all on the same page.
Yeah, I definitely
You
was. That
tried
was
to
where I
keep
was at.
up. Your thoughts are interrupted by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock. You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs, clutching a brightly burning torch. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before?
Yeah, why are you guys so unfamiliar with the concept of
For
ghosts?
the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even. Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table.
We make amends. She obviously still holds us in her heart. She's bearing a torch for us and everything.
That's too much.
But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
You came back. I missed you.
Asked and answered, counselor.
That angelic voice I miss.
You sure snapped back to your old self quick.
Yes. Seeing her dazzling countenance again has reignited the warmth in my heart. I have found it in me to forgive the sins this body has committed. We can have our perfect romance.
I mean, she is a ghost.
This is a bad place. We're supposed to be together, but it keeps making us hurt each other.
The torch falls from the princess's hand and bounces down the stairs.
Hey, don't burn me to death.
It'll be so much better when it's gone.
The skeletal wood of the basement, perfectly dry after uncountable years of desiccation, immediately catches fire.
She's trying to kill us. A misplaced escalation of her passions, but clearly she still cares for us. I say we burn with her.
Why did you close the door? What are you... Let me out. Are you trying to kill me? I'm going to burn. Are you mad at me for killing you? I'm sorry. Rush for the blade. Rush for the door. I mean, let me out. Are you trying to kill me? I think, no. The door is locked. Maybe we rush for the blade? It's not going to do anything.
As you rush up the stairs towards the princess, the entire cabin erupts into a raging inferno. You push through the flames, trying to ignore the choking hot air filling your lungs. Manage to reach her, your hand wrapping around the hilt of the blade. But the metal is already blistering hot. Your hand sizzles as it melts on contact. You can't so much as pull away, your nerves seizing up as they're fried, the bones of your hand fusing in place around the weapon. princess, smiling warmly as her skin bubbles away, places her hand on yours and clutches it to her chest.
Didn't want to burn to death. That's pretty terrible.
The pain is unbearable at first. Every inch of you screams as your flesh is stripped away, your muscles stiffening as they're cooked, your blood boiling in your veins.
I like her smile.
But it isn't long before the flames take your nerves, and with them, your ability to feel much of anything.
Her eyes are melting.
See? That wasn't so bad.
It was so bad. But somehow, nothing is so much worse. You'll get used to it. There are still the feelings of the heart. Those never go away.
I mean, until your heart
Oh,
melts.
They always do in the end. You just haven't experienced enough. Eventually, you'll want them to stop too. You'll make them. The princess's smile never fades. Her skin peels away, and then her muscle, until all you can see is her charring skull, locked in an eternal grin.
It's very romantic, really. We got our happy ending after all. We can die.
I don't know if this is really the perspective that we wanted to give. Despite your best efforts, you do not die. It is time for you to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go? And there's that mirror again.
Of course, you're scared. This is not the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is... Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and...
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
She'll be there waiting.
Approach the mirror. Do we look any less scary this time? Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. Have I grown? You've grown. Have I? I mean, maybe I didn't see it right the first time, but you find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. Look, there she is. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Okay. When this is all done, do you know what you want? What you want to do? You know, at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you. You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why? What do you want me to bring you next time? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is passion betrayed, but even in the end, her love never faded. She will make for a bright heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be. What do you want me to bring you next time? What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them. How many more vessels do I need to bring you? And what if I don't want to bring any more vessels? What if I just wait here forever? What do you want me to bring you?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Alright, fine.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. I'll be honest with you, chat. I miss Demon Mommy.
You're
A little
on
bit.
a path you're here to slay.
The end of the world. What are you talking about? And if you consider that maybe the only reason, yeah, I think we've definitely done that one. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it. I'm not doing this. Consider that maybe I'm okay with the world ending. If I get some sort of reward for doing this. Sweet. I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution. I don't know which one I want to do. What do we do the reward one? Let's do the reward
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you.
one. Can you tell me what my prize is going to be before
It's
doing a
secret,
good job?
but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
This guy likes lying to me. Sweet, I've always wanted to kill her. Okay. Okay. Thanks for telling me what to
It's
do.
all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a Ignore him. He doesn't know.
Proceed to the cabin. I wonder what it's going to be this time.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty. The blade is your
Yeah. Take
You
the
take-
blade. Enter the basement. Is it the same basement as
The door
before?
to the
Certainly looks
basement
like.
creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. Her voice.
Who's there?
Ooh.
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you.
Oh, are you now?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck,
Who is
hero.
it?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's so coldly. Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Yeah, wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
We didn't drop the knife last time. Let's see what it's like this time.
She makes a compelling point. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her.
Also,
Maybe
the
she
last
really
time
is a
we did this,
monster.
we got Demon
Killing
Mommy,
someone
which
in
is...
cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Okay.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's a pretty awkward relationship. Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Okay, we've talked enough. What is her name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
So the princess.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
I'm here because you're supposed to end
Don't
the world.
just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
How long?
Just how long has she been down here?
Good question.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
They have not mentioned that, no. I've been told enough. I was hoping you'd tell me. No, and I'm sure I have their reasons for keeping that information secret from me. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them. Which is kind of true.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart.
I don't think you
Hopefully
do.
sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Still have a few more questions before I decide what to do. Actually, I've changed my mind. I don't trust you. Examine the chains. I'll see what I can do.
Fine. What do you want to know?
How would I get you out of here? How long have you been down here?
Too long.
That's vague and unhelpful.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her. You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is.
Well, we've done it before.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Yeah, but I don't even know your name.
Oh, have you decided?
You know why you're...
I'm getting you out of here. I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while we decide what to do. We've done this before. Because, like, she cuts off her arm, right? This is a different princess. It's not the sad sack one that we had before. What happens if we just leave?
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find...
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope...
I mean, she was here when we got here. Let's.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch. No,
You're making a mistake.
you turn your back to the princess.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here,
Slip these chains. She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
No, we're sticking to the plan and locking her down
It'll
here.
be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the... Okay. You settle in against the far wall. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
I don't like that.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she
Yeah, but how
violently
exciting is
rattles
that
the
gonna
door,
be?
You do your best to shut her out of your mind.
Uh-huh.
When I
I'm not
get out of
listening.
here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I will
Yeah,
forget what you did,
here.
but I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
I don't.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Molly, all you want. All it does is ease my guilty conscience. So all of that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a monster. Ignore her and go to sleep.
I can be innocent and harmless if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall.
True.
You jolt
Uh-oh.
awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement Where is she?
Thanks for helping me
There
get
she
out
is.
of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
No thank you.
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
Honestly, that's probably better than it could have been, right?
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
Don't worry, we'll wake up in
I'm
the forest.
sorry. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Nightmare. I don't like that that's the chapter name.
You're on a path in the wood. You're here to slay.
She's going to kill me again. Wait, this already happened. Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about mob. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's... Shh. That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear? Shit. I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secret.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did happen. Why would I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? Okay, let's proceed.
A warning. She will lie. I don't think lying and cheating is a... It doesn't matter.
We said the paranoid. Better than the smitten. He was annoying.
The cabin is plain. The smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table. Not the blade is your implement. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time.
True.
It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your... So deep breath in.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. This whole cabin is different than I remember.
You walk up to the... What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll...
Yep,
You
it
reach
still
forward,
disappears.
rub your hand against...
I have to
He
check
won't go
every
away.
time because I'm not sure
Clearly
how
there's something
that's...
in there worth investigating if he wants it hid. We should have taken the knife again. I don't think she's going to take an olive branch. We need something sharper. You cross over the
Wow,
threshold.
just kind of
and onto a
disappears into
series of
nothing. Oh,
isolated
lots of blinking
steps,
eyes.
Suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
True. You don't need a plan. I'm just going to kill her. Mr. Narrator seems to think that I can do it. I don't know why you're all being such pessimists right now. Step off into the void between the stairs. Continue down the stairs in silence.
Didn't you
to talk
hear
to
my
her.
warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones, visible against the inky black of the basement, mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, she could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you.
It is just kind of
I'm being
a void.
incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Alright, that's terrible. I don't like that. Go right.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
What happened to your body?
As the princess approaches,
Oh, there it is.
your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
No little knife this time. It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this. Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
As your blood begins
Jesus.
to coagulate, it's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerve. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
We could die, actually. Like, we could just...
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead, even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. The way out of here is nowhere to be seen.
True.
That isn't my fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is, because fighting her, then you should get looking.
Why don't you finish me off? What good am I to you alive? What do you want from me? What happened after you killed me last time? I was sent here to stop you from destroying the world. I can't just let you leave. You're a lunatic. You know that, right? You don't want to work together. Can you at least turn off this whole organ shutting down situation? How about I just kill you instead? We don't have to be enemies. We can work together. We can be friends even. I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping you leave, and I'm not going to try to kill you. Do your worst. Remain with your nightmare. Okay, let's get out of here. Fine, you win. I'll let you leave. Where's the one with the organs? If you want to work together, can you at least turn off this whole organ shutting down
I am
situation?
what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
What good am I to you alive? What do you want from me?
You suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then... Well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can move without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
If you need me alive, then why did you threaten me on the stairs? Why didn't you try being nice to me? I was sent here to stop you. If I let you out, what then? Do we go our separate ways? You're a lunatic. How about I just kill you instead? And what if I refuse to let you out? What happens then? We don't have to be enemies. We can work together. We can be friends even. You need me alive, then why did you threaten me on the stairs? Why didn't you try being nice to me?
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you?
Yeah, but not because of anything you're
You
doing.
got afraid as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
And what if I let you out? What then? We go our separate ways.
Definitely not. If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free. Don't worry, I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise.
I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping you leave. And I'm not going to try to kill you, so do your worst. I kind of like that one. I kind of like what it...
You poor deluded thing.
I don't like it anymore.
A single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not. I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you. Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken. No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room
No.
by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Hey, Monk.
Let me out.
No.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
The worms have found their orifices? I hate that. That's not a good sentence. That's not a thing somebody should say.
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out.
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
Oh yeah, I do like it. I think this is the third run we've done so far. We got one with a demon mommy. We got one with a just weirdly happy princess who loved us, and now we're getting like this nightmare.
You can't keep going. Or what are you talking about?
But he doesn't respond.
Oops, I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
I don't think I will. Your body is dead, but you live on. Chapter 3. Chapter. Lots of chapters. Chat. The moment of clarity.
You're on a path in the... Shit! What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing?
There was a princess, I think. It's all so fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember.
You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you?
Also, calling this a woods.
Yes.
I think I've done 8 runs and
Feels
each has
so
been
long
different,
ago,
sometimes
like
amazingly
we've
so.
never left.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between them is huge.
We have to let her out.
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. Slay, we decided not to do that. Yeah, we're supposed to let her out. It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything.
This is the first time we've gotten 2 voices in one chunk. We got the Opportunist and the Broken for this one.
We were supposed to keep her
Stubborn's
trapped
also
there
here.
forever. I think.
We're supposed to be unfeeling.
And cold.
How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart?
We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere. There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything.
Contrarian, I've never met
We
before.
love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us?
Skeptic, I've also not been
Can
there.
we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other.
Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us.
True.
This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
I think they're all wrong. That's a good question. How many times have you all been here? What if we don't go to the cabin? Can you make sense of them? I feel so disjointed. I don't know if I can pull this off. I don't know if I can slay her. Proceed to the cabin. The only way out is to do nothing, so nothing I will do. Stay where you are. How many times have you all been here?
Many times.
It feels like we've been here forever. It also feels like we've barely been here at all.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, we just have to do what she says, and it won't. It will be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you. There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on.
That doesn't make sense. I only remember being here twice before this, and some of you don't seem to remember being here at all. Was I here those other times? Did someone else make the decision?
What does here even mean if you really think about it?
All right, the contrarian just doesn't help out.
Shut up. You were here.
Every single...
You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order.
And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where...
You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget.
I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all...
Can you make sense of them?
There's nothing worth making sense of. They're clearly all traumatized.
True. I really strong with the stubborn. Dude, that first run, the first run we got the demon mommy who likes to fight, and wood.
And yet, you aren't. We break apart.
Yeah, what's your secret? Why can you break the rules when we can't?
I just stay where I think I would proceed to the cabin just because it's more
Slowly make your way
interesting.
through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you
Keep
grasp the
blocking
darkness
some
for
of
a
the
way
text.
forward.
Maybe there. Maybe that'll be fine.
But eventually, you do make it to the cabin.
Oh, the
Or
mirror.
rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill.
Went endless stabbing with her.
No,
Yeah.
no, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there. Don't ask him about the mirror.
He always says he never sees it.
He always lies. And he always makes it gone. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that as well as I do.
I mean, there very clearly is.
She's still here, buried deep inside the earth. Just
Wonder what she
walk
looks
up
like
the
now.
hill. You always give too much space to the others. You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin.
The cabin.
The cabin that isn't there.
You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to smash it.
She's on the other side, and we have...
It's the only way we can have our thoughts. Just go around it.
Just do something.
It just says proceed.
Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific. That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets to make them.
True. True.
And it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her.
The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure they're in. Wrong and unsettling as it may be, the only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. Take it.
Take the blade. It's the only way forward. You've already tried everything else. Don't you remember? You have to take the blade.
You reach down to take the blade, but as you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth.
Not the ground, does he?
You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep, deep in the bowels of the earth.
Oh, hey.
You see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread. It's her. She's watching us. She never stops watching us.
You really are a coward.
Rude.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
They said that way back when. You know that, right? I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see.
You spicy little fart!
You spicy little fart. Hey, thanks for the sub, Monk. I appreciate that.
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
Closer.
But forever is so long. And time erodes everything. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back.
Not my will. How are people going to know how to redistribute my stuff when I am dead?
What's left is for you to take my will and let me out.
No, we've kind of really committed to the not letting you out
It'd be
part.
so much fun. You and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me. But you get to be there too. A witness. Oh, I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything.
Do something. Do anything that it...
You're just an object, a tool. You once were something else a long time ago, but that was something you. But was that something you, or is it just a dull and jaded memory? I always wanted a little cage. Yeah, me too. Is there no other ending here? Is there no other ending here? I mean, it very much seems like this is the only answer here. Do something, do anything that isn't taking her hand. Listen, I'd love to. But it really seems like that's the only option the game is giving me at the moment. Alright.
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle. Tender, even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you.
It does that sometimes. I don't know if there is ever a situation you just don't do anything, it triggers something on a timer though. Yeah, I mean, that could be possible. It feels like there's so many different options that, like, trying to get everything isn't really all that feasible. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
It's not even a cabin anymore, so, you know, she's not really locked anywhere.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I didn't think I'd be so tired.
And plus, I feel like the timer would just annoy me because I'd want to wait for like 5 minutes or whatever on every choice. Yeah. The princess, exhausted, slumps.
Why is it so cold?
She just gets taken by the hands every time. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Gone. Yeah. I can finally think again. That mirror's back. What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away, just maybe it won't be gone. Things are different now. Doesn't seem like there's much else to do. Finally, we... Oh, will you stop with the smashing?
What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt
One
to
last
look at ourselves.
vain attempt.
Yeah. I think I'd...
Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
Approach the mirror. Step towards the mirror once more. Its secrets remain hidden. Its mysteries remain unresolved.
Someone tells me that this is the end of the line. But it feels... okay. The fear's gone. I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you. I'm ready for the truth. I'm ready to sleep.
I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here. Boys, it's been an honor.
Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Ooh, I'm all sloppy this time. You've withered. I don't want to wither. You find yourself in a long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. There she is, the spooky bitch.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
True.
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. Fucking what? How can you stand to be a contradiction? It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse? What do you think of this vessel? You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you. Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind? Do you still not care what I bring you next? How many more vessels do I need to bring you? I don't want to go back anymore. I just want to stay here forever if I have to.
We will know when we near our destination.
Okay.
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
I don't know what that means. What do you think of this vessel? I think it's always safe to ask, but who knows? I just always do. What do you think of this vessel?
This one is filled with sadness. A doll, abandoned to the company of her darkest impulses. She desires only companionship, but the only thing she knows is how to hurt. She will make for a tender heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found her way home.
I think like either of these will end the game. I think maybe not this one, but like destroying your body, I'm pretty sure. I think the rest of these give like more or less canned responses.
It changes me. But it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I'm not sure what that says about me. No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you. I have no opinion one way or another on the matter. I just want it all to stop. Yes, you're torturing me and I hate it. I think I hate you. Remain silent.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
I mean, I'm also kind of a withering monster, so... Alright, I'm ready.
I will be here when it is time for us to
Everything
meet
goes
again.
dark and you die. So what do we do this time? The hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end you're here to...
I've done most, I've clicked on a lot of these. A lot of them just circle back. What happens if I do just leave? Let's just leave.
Seriously? You're just going to...
The only thing that matters is where I'm not going, the cabin. I'm not going to the cabin. I'm actually okay with the world ending.
There won't be a new dawn if the world ends. Fine. I suppose you just... Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash up. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Alright.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Alright.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I don't care. I'm not killing a princess. Good. Maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce but fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Back up to the cabin? Hell yeah.
You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess I'll start walking in a different direction again. In fact, I'm just going to keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings,
oh
you
no,
start to
I've
realize
broken
that those
reality.
flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Wait, what's going on?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Okay, chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this already happened? Okay, no, you aren't kidding. She actually ended the world last time, didn't she? What the hell is she? Oh, you bastard. You're in for it. Now I'm wise to your tricks, but I died. The whole world ended. What am I doing here? Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin. Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now, where I'm definitely going to slay the princess. If I can't run away from the cabin, then I'm just staying here in the woods forever.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
This is where we get the contrarian
Might have
then.
walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, the world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back.
Alright, I don't know that they're
Stay
pathetic.
focused.
They're my best friends. I can't run away from the cabin, then I'm just staying in the woods forever.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Alright. Fucking fair enough.
My trip. If he doesn't remember what happened, I don't know. He might have walled off. If by ruining the world really did. The world hasn't ended yet. You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. A warning. If she will lie, if we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake. Let's keep an...
Proceed to the cabin.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Yeah, it does just kind of float weirdly, doesn't it? Everything's on a different layer.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your... If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
He's got a point. He's got a point. What are we supposed to do? Just stab her?
Knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
Yeah, but the world is kind of falling
You can't
apart.
just say that. And when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
Too late. It's already happened.
Oh, you've picked nothing because you're going to pull your... Just ignore the stressful geometry. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
True.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quick. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, good. Now, whenever you're ready...
We've got to approach the mirror, right? We've got to.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall.
I have the mirror clean, and it
You
disappears.
reach forward and rub your hand against the cabinet, but there was a mirror, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Let's take the
You
blade.
take the blade. Okay, fine, you took the knife. But then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. You switch your grip on the
Bucket.
blade. Congratulations.
Stab.
Yes! Okay, fine. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and...
Ooh, should we throw the blade out the window? Should we just keep being a dick about it? Yeah.
yeah! Seriously. You throw... We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that.
True.
I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon.
What's done is done.
Enter the basement. Hello?
The door to the basement creaks open,
Okay.
revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
Why do you keep saying that exact same thing in the exact same intonation?
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality.
You smell
drags
everything,
up the
yes.
stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
Yeah, but that's happened before.
We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Take the hard stairs to the left, take the center staircase, take the soft stairs to the right. Thus far, we've only done, like, the sideways thing. Let's just take the center
step onto the
staircase.
center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, you concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else.
True.
And so you take one careful, focused step after another. One foot down, another foot down.
Are we even going to meet a
another
princess
after
for
that.
this one?
You lose yourself in following the correct
what is, like, the
pattern,
amalgam
in
gonna
following
get
what
out of
looks to
this?
be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways. But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly
You smell the
is
I smell
most
everything,
true
monk.
path. You know that much. You slowly
Gammon?
lose sense of yourself the further you go.
True.
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether.
I like
Physical
that.
sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
Hello?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here.
I've already forgotten why we're here. There was infinite staircases, nothing. Like, for a while, the world was just a vague sketch. Like, how am I supposed to not forget?
And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down.
That's what I said.
You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember.
though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get out.
Seems normal. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here. What's your day? Getting down here was weird, and being pulled apart and put back together again. You know what happened to me? For all I know, you're locked up here for a reason, and I don't know why. You're apparently a threat to the world. I was sent here to slay you. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here.
How strange. Do you remember anything at all? Do you know why you're here? Do you know me?
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face.
She looks impassive.
She's so blank. I have no idea who she is.
Isn't that fun? A new puzzle for us to take apart.
If she's keeping her cards close to her chest, it's because she...
It's okay.
Oh,
Don't
Jesus.
worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another.
We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time?
The world ended.
Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head,
okay, let me just
unthink them.
Let's just
It's
do
not
that.
already too late. You have a job. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make...
There's more of you now. Getting down here was weird. It was like I was pulled apart and put back together. I'm getting you out of here. I don't know what you are. But I can't... Why is this one... This is one answer. Why is the bottom one answer? There's 3 bits. There's... Okay. I mean, obviously we're picking the massive one answer, right?
Wait, that's not right. Go on. Take a step forward.
Oh, we
Your foot
shattered
lands.
reality again,
It
chat.
lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
True. There's more reality now. Yeah, right? Like, listen, before we could only kill 1 princess, and now we have the opportunity to kill at least 5. Fantastic.
You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
That's a very cool sentence.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't...
Things are getting a little melty.
Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
Hey, are we still talking? The princesses are John Carpenter's The Thinging into each other right now.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
Well, we stabbed her at least a little bit.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others,
They just don't fit. They just don't fit.
We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this.
Yeah, but listen, I'm looking at her with my real human eyeballs, and this doesn't seem like something we can just like, this doesn't seem like a whoopsie.
How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please
It's going to be okay. I'll do my best. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. No. You just destroyed everything. I'm not going to fix you. Oh, don't take that. Ah, yikes. I don't want... But you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory returns.
Where does she go? And there's that mirror.
Of course, you're scared this is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before.
So bad. Yeah, don't look at it.
See you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
You're not messing.
Approach the mirror. What do I look like this time? Silence as you reach forward. You're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. I've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. Hello, you horrible abomination.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me? There's trees and stars and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people. Do you think that anything's real out there?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me. Short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
No, actually.
These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths unwalked. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
There are trees.
There's a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me, some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He does. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him. He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers. He does, and when I find him, I'm going to kill him. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
I don't know if that's true. If this is the last stage before completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here forever if I have to. I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Hell yeah, chat. Hell yeah.
I will be here, waiting for...
Everything goes dark and you die. We're just going to balls to the wall try to kill her this time.
You're on a path. You're here.
At the end of the world, what are you talking about? Killing a princess seems kind of bad. Can someone else do this? Forget. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing that? Okay, thanks for telling me what Sweet. I've always wanted off a monarch. Viva la revolution. Okay.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up.
Proceed to the cabin. We didn't get. Did we get a hero's voice this time?
The interior of the blade is your implement.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Enter the basement. Step, 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 step.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
Oh, there's the hero.
Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
She's so coldly beautiful.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yeah. Steel nerves and step
You
forward.
step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
True.
So, you should just drop.
She's unarmed. If you...
Yeah.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. But is it over? Really over?
Of course it is. She's dead. I'm not sure. Feels like she has some kind of trick up her sleeve. Nah, she's dead.
Exactly.
We're
It's over.
full speed ahead this one, chat.
With your work done, you make your way back up the... Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
We've also survived, so like...
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast
It was pretty
emptiness
arrogant to
of
think that we had
someplace
survived.
far
That's
away.
true.
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry.
I was kind of hoping to get
This
a better
isn't an
ending.
In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. This is what's best for everyone. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never... Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not super on board with that. Hell no. Do you have any idea how to get us the heck
do.
out of here?
But you're probably not going to like it. The blade. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you. He's right. It's the only... Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you, do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
Yay, happy!
Don't you dare.
Wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead? Anything to get out of this hell? You're right, I didn't like that idea. I'm just going to stick around and do nothing, at least for a little while longer. I mean, how many times are we going to get thrown into eternity just to have reality like collapse in on us, you know? How many times are we going to have to get twisted into a million alternate versions of ourselves and get thrown into an abyss? You know? Sometimes you just got to commit.
I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
All right, very matter of fact.
The end. Nice knowing you.
The specter? At least it's not the nightmare.
Path in the woods. You're here to...
Yeah. We've done all this. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie. She won't be.
She won't be a problem. Hey, the cold is back. We've talked to him before.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. The blade is your implement. It feels like no one's been, like I've been saying.
Approach the mirror. It's probably just going to disappear, but...
This isn't...
Yeah.
Reach forward and rub, but there was, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying. You take the blade from the table. It will...
Enter the basement. She's probably already dead.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. As much as I appreciate the optimism, I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain.
Yep, she's dead.
Okay. She's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish
more
your thought,
ghosts.
the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin.
Yeah, I mean, she is a ghost, though, so... Dead. The princess is dead. She has been slain.
And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
She's a ghost.
Ghost?
Thank you.
Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
True.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you.
Why is she like weirdly horny? Why am I into it?
How our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
I said at the beginning of this that we were balls to the wall just killing her, right? Do we kill her or do we wait to see how this plays out? Monk, you gotta let me know. You guide us from here. You did, but slaying a ghost is hard? Fucking say less.
Without a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
Alright, so you were right.
You're adorable when you're confused.
But I didn't say you could touch me.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job? Or what?
If I knew I'd have to talk to you again, I wouldn't have slain you. I died too, and I'm not floating around like you are. What happened? Why am I different? Why are you different? Stop playing the victim. You threatened me last time. I don't know that she did. She just told us not to kill her. Of course I attacked you. You're supposed to end the world. That's why I killed you last time too. You're dead, or at least mostly dead. What can you even do to hurt me? Ooh, I don't like that one. Okay, team, I'm out of ideas. Thoughts? Slay the princess harder.
You swing at the princess once more, and once more your blade cuts through nothing.
Really?
Her voice chides from elsewhere in the room. You whirl around, finding her hovering between you and the basement stairs. She draws in close.
I was willing to let bygones be bygones, killer. I was willing to
Exactly what I did. No, fair enough.
So we could get out of here. Together. All I ever wanted was to leave this place. All I ever wanted was to find a way back wherever home is.
Her eyes turn from wells of sorrow to pits of wrath as she...
I guess violence is the only language you speak.
That is what I said when I came down here.
She forces her hand into your... Yes? Nothing happens.
Are you sure about that? Something should have happened.
And yet it didn't. We're fine.
I'm not afraid of you.
Not yet. But let's see if you stay that way.
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel what happens next, but it is over before you can fully conceptualize what it is. A horrific splintering, the squelching of organs, the rending of tissue, an icy, numbing pain.
I'm done asking. The next time I see you, I'm taking everything I owed, starting with your body. If you won't choose to give me my freedom, I'll just have to make you give it to me.
She's real now. If she's making us dead, we should return.
Slay the princess.
You swing your blade towards her briefly corporeal throat. It connects. A gash widens across her neck, glowing ectoplasm leaking from the wound. But it's too little, too late. In her hand, you realize she clutches your still beating heart. It thumps unsettlingly.
Did we get her?
Even if we didn't, we've given her something to remember.
See you soon, killer.
I'm afraid you'll never know. As she crushes your precious organ in her hand, everything goes dark.
Also, I don't like the sentence as she crushes your precious organ in her hand. Nope. The Wraith. Okay, well, that's different.
You're on a path in the wood, and here we go again.
The deck's stacked, isn't it? We kill her, we start her.
Come on, let's not give in to all that misery just yet.
Yeah. And what if there isn't? Aren't you?
That's ridiculous. There'd be no point in all this if...
I think that's exactly what it is. The powers that be, seeing how many ways they can screw with us. Could be it's all some kind of sick joke to them.
Wouldn't that get... I don't know... boring? Okay, so you've already been here. Twice. Nobody here is...
Well, we didn't have to...
We killed ourselves.
And why, pray tell, did you do...
Because you decided to foist an infinite tedium on us.
That doesn't sound like me. If I'd had everything my way, you would have effortlessly slain the princess, saved the world, and been given your happy ending.
The ending was the tedium. You locked us in a cabin and sent that cabin to an endless void, and then you told us we were happy.
Well, of course we weren't happy. That's why we killed ourselves. It was awful.
I mean, I was pretty happy, right?
It was...
It was bullshit.
So you killed... Yes. And then
even though she was already dead.
Okay, let's try to get back on track. You're real. The princess is real. The world is real. The people in the world are real. And the
narrator said you were. And the narrator thus far has been
real.
Pretty staunch on his stance of just stating facts. Like, all he's doing is telling you what is happening.
Whatever you did the first time, it sounds like it almost worked. So how about you give it one last try? Because killing... All this standing around and talking is boring. Let's at least do something.
Are you the same narrator we met in the other loops? You were quick to accept that we've been here before. We've killed her and been killed by her, and neither of those things have gone well for us. We're going to fall through this loop forever. Eventually, we're going to let her out. We might as well do it now. What happens if we don't go through the cabin? That's another option. Proceed to the cabin. There's something else we haven't tried. Turn around and leave. You and the princess keep making choices. Keeps fucking his narration up. Yeah, but, you know, our choices haven't been, like, objective truths either. Do we just proceed to the cabin? I kind of want to see what the Wraith looks like. Monk, what did you do last time? There's something else we haven't tried. Turn around and leave. We haven't tried turning around and leaving at this juncture. It'll definitely just lead us back to the cabin, but we're already kind of too far along in this process for it to get us to get to the infinite cabins, right?
You have already committed.
Oh, yeah.
Then she finds a way out on her. Ugh. So, standing around out here is the same as us. Only we don't have to see her. That's got to be better, right? No, it's strictly worse. But she can't kill us out here. Why would staying out of killing distance be worse if she's getting out regardless? Because it's cowardly, for starters. And because the unknown is always worse than the known. But really, all you're doing right now is weighing two considerably bad options.
Yeah, nothing's great.
The only solution worth considering is slaying her, and whatever delusion is holding you back from doing that is just that, a delusion. If you already managed to end her in some other world, the only reason you'd be here is that you somehow managed to do it wrong.
I mean, we had a knife. That's not a very complicated transaction.
More rules, more rhetoric. Since when is there a wrong way to slay her? I'm sick of it. Makes me want to end the...
Yeah, I mean, let's proceed to the cabin.
Continue down the path towards the cabin. It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I think you know what. The more he talks, the more... Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. It sounds like somebody's about...
You're trying to use some reverse psychology on me, or have you given up?
The interior of the cabin.
I don't know. I saw Demon Mommy. That was a pretty good ending.
Stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward, fluttering helplessly. The only furniture of note is... What's strange? Is the mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be... Great. Something else has been taken. I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will...
Let's pretend there is a mirror at the end and we can't see what's behind it. What's there? I mean, we know about the mirror.
Slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward towards the darkness. We've always been watched. You're watching us right now. Sometimes the feel... I feel like you're trying to put us on edge. We don't need all this anticipation. We just need... You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever... What the hell she's waiting for us right now? Just out of sight, you reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening. Nothing. It's like this place read our mind. Just...
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
That is, I think you kill each other first, you get the demon, fight mommy, all you do. If you do your just quick kill right at the start, it gives you a good ending that doesn't end with you trapped in a void.
Shit. Where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long... Your bones snap. Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them. You're met with the terrifying visage of the princess. Her hand grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right.
You did do that.
Maybe you'd seen what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that knife to keep making the same mistake over and over and over. Even after I ripped your heart out, you still cut me. And for what? I didn't go anywhere. You didn't banish me. I'm right back here with you. A little better, a little worse. Well, maybe a lot worse. So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of here.
I mean, not on that ankle.
And you get to watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
I say we let her do it. It's something different.
Do we even have a choice?
You always have.
Maybe before, but not now. There isn't a blade. Exactly. What choice is there if there isn't a blade?
Well, unless you have any specific ideas, I think my vote's the only one that counts.
Look, we're even now. I killed you, and then you killed me. Water under the bridge, right? Never wanted to hurt you. I don't even know how I got here. I'm a victim of all this too, you know. Wouldn't possessing me against my will make you no better than me? You don't have to be evil. You don't have to do this. You need to take my body? Can't I just open the door for you? That's fine. I actually came here to free you. Or struggle. I want to struggle. I don't think that that actually, like, gets us anywhere. But, like, these are the two options I'm going for. What if we, let's talk our way out of it.
And you think that's even? How adorable. But I think you forgot about the part where you tried killing me again. If I were you, I would just want to get it over with. You lost your chance to call the shots. There's no going back to fix it now. You can either look on in horror or celebrate my freedom. But either way, you're about to become a passenger.
I'm a victim in all this too. I never wanted to hurt you, but I did. So, like, fuck it. That doesn't count. I'm a victim in all of this too, you know? Yeah, but, you know, we did kind of wordlessly go up and murder her. Wouldn't possessing me against my will make you no better than me? She doesn't have to be better than me. She just has to be free. Do you need to take my body? Can't I just open the door for you? I think she would just do it out of spite. And like, all right, fine.
Great. See you in a jiffy.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding. Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle.
Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head? And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the princess. Not like this. You don't even have a weapon. So I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I... And whose fault is it there isn't a weapon here? Yours, I assume. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Whatever you did in those previous lives of yours, you really messed... Are you seriously trying to blame this on us?
Your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul.
A membrane of your soul.
You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong.
The soul is the powerhouse of the cell. True.
It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out.
I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support.
I'd beg you to resist, but you've already surrendered your will to her. Anything to get out of this hellhole.
It's a new experience.
You should try being possessed sometime. There's nothing.
Your body inches along the corridor, every step more difficult and painful than the last. Your joints stiff and unresponsive, the shattered bones of your ankle grinding ceaselessly, as if they're fragmenting, then reforming, then snapping all over again as you make your way towards the outside world.
I'm impressed you got
Despite
all of
the
those
anguish, it doesn't
sows
feel
out.
like the exit to the cabin is getting any closer. If anything, it's getting further away.
Feathers? What
Please,
are
just
we?
let her out. It's pointless, isn't it? I can't stop her without you, and you'd already given up by the time we met. No, screw that. The hallway gets even longer. It really is, isn't it?
So this is different than struggle, okay?
Isn't saying all of this his job? Oh, he really is, isn't he? I had a feeling you could deal with him for us. This is it then. The big moment. I just hope it's a way out.
Taken against your will, witness your enemy's freedom. As you step outside the bounds of the cabin, you feel another violent tear, a rending that cuts all the way down to your soul. You are once again separated from everything that had nestled in the deep crevices of your body, from everything that isn't you.
Us again. How interesting. We actually won, didn't we?
What is happening to me?
Okay, that happened. You don't answer her before she's gone. Memory
She's
returns.
Where did she go? And there's that mirror again.
It's going to be okay. Trust
It feels
me.
so bad. It's going to. You don't need to comfort.
See you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
So, whatever makes you.
Well, same end result, just different way of getting there. With struggle, I was able to throw our body back into the basement, and then she was snagged. Oh, I see. You approach the mirror, gaze into a reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. I don't like that. That isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and you see it, a figure, faint and veiled in shadow just beyond your reflection. Are you
I think
me?
you know what I am.
Crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image and the glass in two. Then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you. What are you? Are you something like me? If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that? I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. Are you part of me? Well, let's ask him a fucking question then.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
A bunch. If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that? Sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
I've met you many times. Have you been the same all along?
I haven't, and that's by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Do you have anything to say for yourself for all of this hubris? After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live? What are you? Are you something like me? If you're not like me, then what are you? Does it hurt every time I ask you a question? Are you part of me? Or are you something else? So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? The people out there beyond the walls of the contract, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them? And what is my true identity?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Alright, well that was hardly an answer. I don't want to be a god, I want to be me, a god. I always knew I was special. What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
How am I supposed to rid the world of death?
By slaying the princess. Once she's gone, everyone will get to exist exactly as they are. No more fear, no more howling chaos, just life. Forever.
I mean, that doesn't sound good. Who cares about dying? I've died plenty of times. I'm pretty sure death is good, actually. Important even. Why would you want to rid the world of death?
If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
What is the princess?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb
The shifting
and flow,
mound?
the capacity to change.
Can't call
She
somebody
is transformation,
a shifting
or
mound.
most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. Seems that every me you met did a real shit job of it, though.
You made us, then I want you to know that this has been torture.
The inevitability of death is torture. I would gladly put two infinite beings through what you've been through to spare infinite lives from oblivion.
I mean, if I destroy her, won't I be alone? Do you have anything to say for yourself? Do you know that things won't just be worse if I destroy her? What would it be like to live in a world without her? Does anyone else know? I don't want to be a god. So any questions for you? Does it hurt when pieces of you break up? Every time I ask you something, yeah. Why couldn't you have just told me all this from the start? I would have helped you destroy her. She's capable of becoming whatever people believe her to be. Can't I just will her to be something small? So you do know about the looping. Are you a god, or were you a god? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? How did you die? Why did you make her a princess? All the things. Why is she a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread? How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept? What if neither of us leave this place? Bread, I'm also...
Are you asking me to spend my final moments psychoanalyzing you? Perhaps she wound up a princess because you wanted her to be a princess. As to why, maybe she needed to be beautiful, important, above you, but on a level you could still approach. A herald of things to come. I don't know. Gods are supposed to be beyond comprehension. I really shouldn't try and anthropomorphize you like this.
I ran out of questions. I think you're out of time. I'm not going to slay her. I want you to know that before you die for good. Rest easy. I'm going to destroy her. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all this.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes all.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there's no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find. Unless...
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I miss you too. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation? I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means. What happens now? I missed you too. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response and then patiently waits for you to continue. You know about the echo?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind. Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
I don't know. There seems to be an awful lot of shifting going on in this mound. What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Don't you have a say in all this? Why is this all falling on me? Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions I need answers before I can make a choice. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that. If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them could have led to this moment? There has to be another way. This can't come down to just destroying you or letting you out. I won't do it. Slay the princess! I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go. You're always going to become this, and what was the point of me doing anything?
That, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
I mean, I was going to let us go. I was going to let us out, so... I helped you out of fear, and I'm not afraid of you anymore. That is why I resist you now. I fear you now more than ever. I was glad to set you free. I won't engage with violence. Eh.
Then set me free again. Set both. Masses mob you. There is no beginning to them, nor is there an end. There is only the flood of bodies. And every moment you hold every possible sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. And in the end, you returned it to me. For a brief moment, you were everything. A chaos that needed ordering. But without chaos, there is no reason.
I couldn't understand you then, but I think I understand you now. You seemed in pain. I'm sorry for what I did to you, but it was the only thing I could do. I won't engage with violence. I get it. There's no need for us to keep fighting. I'll leave with you. I just don't know how. Stop the fight early and surrender.
You saw with a single pair of eyes what you needed dozens to comprehend. And now here we are, each with millions of eyes, and all of them opening to what we are.
There are few things more terrifying than one's own heart, and there is almost nothing more terrifying than sharing it with another. But the most terrifying thing of all is to leave one's heart unshared. You are the only thing like me, and I am the only thing like you. Could you bear the weight of an eternity alone? Do you dare to shape a reality of solitude and thrust it on creation?
Thank you for sharing yourself with me. I don't need to share my heart with anyone. I wish I could share my heart with you. You showed me your heart to break me. It was a terrible thing to see. If that's what it takes to rid the world of death, I could bear the solitude. I won't engage with this. I get it. There's no reason for us to keep fighting. Thank you for sharing stuff.
I'm aware of what it did to you. The understanding you've returned to me is a gift.
Oh yeah, the burned one. I forgot about the
Kill you.
burned one.
You kill me. Back and forth we go. Faster and faster and faster. I kill you. Hollow eyes watch from the dry corners of a memory. A home built on all the futures that were supposed to be.
Didn't get the burned one either.
Until the moment.
So you never got the doll one and you never got the burned one? Or the multitudes one?
I kill you and me. An ending is a passion that can only be expressed with a moment in time. It is a seed for a new beginning. To linger on an ending is to rob it of its life. And without me, all that's left to do is linger.
I'm okay with lingering. I don't want to linger. I deserve what you did to me. I want to engage with violence. I don't want to linger.
Then don't.
And then Demon Mommy is the last one.
Brutality splashes you against the walls, but with stubborn defiance you rise again. And with the dance of our conflict, I was brought somewhere new. Without you, my world would have been so small. Do you remember the moment of your triumph? Do you remember the feeling of your blade finally cutting me down? My defeat was a gift. Without obstacles to overcome, we stagnate into nothing.
And we've both grown from it, haven't we? Is stagnation so bad? Can meaning not exist in the absence of cruelty and pain? I fought you to protect others, not to better myself. I won't engage with this. And we've both grown from it, haven't we?
We have. Look at what we are now, and see how small we were then.
As a clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is open your eyes and accept what we are.
It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all. What do you think happens if we leave here? Okay, I'm ready to go, but how do we leave? I never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave? I can't let that happen. I mean, we're obviously leaving. I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can be better than this. I won't kill you. I just won't let you free. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation. You feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield. Take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Ah, yes, the answer was, of course, grass. You are free and she is with you.
Magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware just as you have always been and just as you will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Slay the Princess, created by these boys. All right. Good ending? I'm not sure. There's probably a ton that we didn't see. Hello. Chat is apparently disconnected. That's fun. Yeah, I don't know how to trigger specific things. Like, what happens if we just get Demon Mommy 6 times? Like, are we locked out as soon as we try to go into it twice? Like, does it prevent you? Here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. Okay. I didn't free her in either of my playthroughs. Both times I kept arguing with her and got 2 different endings based on what vessel she had. Really? You didn't free her? I freed her. All right. Okay. I guess I suppose that is it. We're at a pretty good stopping point anyway. It's just about time. Went up to just about 8:30. It's a good stream. All right, YouTube. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Keep an eye on the Twitter and the Discord for updates on when we go live again. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.